want? Peace. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Peace. When do we want it?
The cowards, the terrorists who continue to rain down death or attack innocent women and children won't let them live in peace. So we have to continue to stand together to send the message, not in New York, not just in the United States, all around the world, that we will always stand with Israel. We will never turn our backs. And we have to say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We will always stand with Israel.
Bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces who stand watch over our land and the cities of our God, from the Lebanese border to the desert of Egypt, and from the great sea to the verge of the wilderness, on land, in the air, and at sea. May God strike down before them our enemies who rise against us.
I would like to read you a letter written by Naomi Kamin, a mother of three from Kibbutz Magen, who 2 days ago found herself with two of her kids, Shaked, 8 years old, and Geffen, who is 5, in the wrong place at the wrong time when more Qassam rockets were. I decided to write for my gut after a day in which the kids and I found ourselves in the eye of the storm. On the day the picture was taken, I went out with two of my children to meet their father, where they had not been seen since the start of the war. The father of the kids is an officer in the Israeli army, a doctor who is inside Gaza from the first day of the operation. I showed the kids what the bad people are doing. I don't use the word Qassam near them, it scares them. The picture was taken when I tried to use my body to shield my children as Qassam rockets fell around us. We lay on the ground and I wrapped my arm around them, since there was no better shelter anywhere nearby. This was not the first time, and it seems not the last either, that I felt the feeling of powerlessness reserved for parents with no really good way of protecting their children. We live in a kibbutz near the Gaza Strip. The kibbutz has already suffered a number of rocket hits, but my kibbutz, where me and my 3 children were born, is a wonderful place. Its residents believe in peace and desire peace, but struggle to maintain a routine when they could be hit by rocket at any moment. It is even more difficult to bear the thought that my children are growing up scared and in danger. If only I could tell my children they're safe. This is Naomi's story, but it is also the story of thousands of Israeli civilians who have lived with fear of rockets hitting their homes and families for the past several years. This is why we went to this operation. Now it is the time to give them back their normal life, to let our children grow without fear. The government of Israel is determined to exercise its most basic right as a state, to protect our citizens, to protect our children. And our message to Hamas is very clear. No more rockets against our cities. No more violence against our children. No more color red. With your help, I'm sure we will continue to live our life according to our values, according to our beliefs, and we will win. May God give His people strength. May God bless His people with peace. Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yavarech et amo b'shalom. Thank you very much.
You cannot equate a terrorist entity with a sovereign state fighting to defend its citizens. You can't pass resolutions that don't even mention Hamas and the terrorist rockets. You cannot pass short-sighted, one-sided resolutions that condemn a state, a democratic state, defending its citizens against terror. No, you can't. You gave the platform to Ahmadinejad, who says he will wipe Israel off the map. No, you can't. You cannot allow a state living up to the UN Charter, its primary responsibility to defend its citizens, and demand that they stop. No, you can't. 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 Hamas is a proxy of Iran. The same Iran that runs Hezbollah. The same Iran that puts $1 million price on the head of Mubarak. The same Iran that said Jewish children around the world are legitimate targets. The same Iran that proclaims it will wipe Israel off the face of the earth. The same Iran that signed up 70,000 people to fight Israel and tens of thousands to be suicide bombers. Where's the UN resolution about them? Where's the voice of the world? We hear the calls for proportionality, saying Israel's response is not proportional. Should Israel have bombed them 8,000 times when the rockets came across the border? Should Israel have fired indiscriminately at civilian populations? Is that proportional? When you fight terrorists who do not fight by rules, who have no limits, there is no proportionality. And one last word to all the media that talks about the humanitarian crisis. There is no humanitarian crisis. Hamas steals and takes away the hundreds of thousands of tons of medicine, food, and relief that Israel has sent in. 100 trucks today alone. There is no humanitarian crisis except the one created by Hamas. What army in the world has 800,000 phone numbers and calls people to tell them that they're going to bomb their neighbors and to get out, even if it means the terrorists get out also? Who sends dogs with cameras into homes to make sure there are no civilians, and even puts their own soldiers at risk to save the lives of Palestinian civilians? This is what the UN resolution should be about, that the world stands with Israel. So let us proclaim in the loudest voice possible. I today just came from Los Angeles. Thousands of people are rallying there right now across the United States. Across the United States, tens of thousands of Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists are standing with the Jewish community and with the state of Israel to say, yes, you can. 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 No force in the world will stand Israel with the grace of God against the forces of evil. They will win. They must win. All of our lives hang in the balance.